Hi, this is Eliška. I'm here with my classmates from Digital Security.
Hi, this is Albert.
Hi, this is Adlet.
Hi, this is Maciej.
We prepared a short podcast to pass the class in which we are going to discuss the basic of the topic. Just a little heads up, none of us is a native speaker when it comes to English. The other thing to know before we start is all of us are basically laics in this topic, and therefore we are going to discuss it as such. The last thing is none of us have made a podcast before, so it might get a bit messy. Anyway, I thought it would be fun to start with some basic questions. So tell me guys, do you generally feel safe online?
I generally feel safe online, but sometimes I do the misstep and then I don't feel safe online, but generally, yeah.
Well, I would say I do feel safe online pretty much all the time, because I think that it's up to us what do we post online, and therefore if we are certain that what we post online is can and will never harm us, then there is no need for us to be worried about being ever in any unsafe situation online. So yes, I am pretty confident about the content about me that's accessible online, because I have never allowed any material harmful for me to be even made. Therefore, yes, I'm okay with what's there about me.
Well, if it comes to me, I do not feel safe or threatened neither. I just surf around the internet and do all I need. If it comes to me, I do not feel any threat from anyone. Generally, I just do all that I want to do without having any worries. Maybe I should be worried, but I just do not do it for now, because I do not do anything that could cause a harm. So generally, yes, I do feel safe.
Okay, I generally feel safe online as well, in the meaning of that no one physically can harm me. But since I started to attend the class Digital Security, I kind of feel worried about the data that I don't necessarily share consensually, but I'm kind of pushed into it to be able to use the sites. And I feel like if you have enough of this data, you have basically a whole personality profile, which I'm not comfortable with being online and used by marketers. The next question is, how do you ensure your safety? And in my case, I don't really ensure it in any special way. I just use an antivirus and also the no script we installed last class.
Well, I think I do just the basic stuff, the antivirus, the VPN, the no script Eliška mentioned we installed. But I think the most important thing I do is that I trying to think about the things that I do online and that I share online. Like all the time I'm gonna post some picture or say yes to sharing some data. I ask myself, am I comfortable with wearing these data visible at the public on my t-shirt? If the answer is yes, I have no problem with this. If the answer is no, I do as much as I can to mitigate the risk.
Well, speaking about me, I would say that the basic stuff and the most necessary stuff is obviously the antivirus. I have one from the Asset company from Slovakia, and it is, I would say, very good. So that's what makes me feel quite comfortable on the internet, quite safe. And on the other hand, the next thing we must consider is that everything we post online or every material we allow to be made is once we allow a certain material to be made about us, we can never feel safe on the internet. So therefore, to ensure my safety on the internet, I firstly don't allow any material that would later harm me to be made or to be posted if some material is made. Therefore, these two steps is what I take basically to ensure my internet safety: antivirus and myself.
Okay, if it comes to me again, I do not use any antiviruses or VPN applications yet, but I used to have an antivirus called Avast. Some people recommended to me, telling me that it was pretty good, but later I discovered myself that it made me a lot of problems. It denies my access to this side, to the other side, so all the time I needed to deal with all those problems, so I just decided that it would be easier for me just to not have one.
So you're not using any antivirus right now? Like even not the desktop one, like the origin one from the...
Windows Defender.
Yeah, the Windows Defender?
Probably I do have some default antivirus on my settings system, but I didn't install any manually.
Okay. And you're feeling good with this? Like you're okay with that?
Yeah, I'm fine with that. I just make sure that I'm not sharing any excessive information on the internet. I just do the basics, like not to share any excessive information about myself or any like audios or pictures that can play against me, I'd say.
Yeah, but that's not only about the sharing things on the internet. Like, imagine you went on a nice trip with the family, you make here some family pictures or something like that, and you just save them into the notebook. It's not only about the internet thing, but even about the things that someone can steal those photos from the notebook, or encrypt them and ask you to pay fee to get them back, or someone can like hack your notebook and then like steal the password if you have some passwords in here. Like, it's not about the internet.
Yeah, sure, you're absolutely right, Albert, but
I just don't care.
Yeah, but it's okay if you don't care. Like, I wouldn't be that okay, but if it's okay if you're okay with it.
Okay, you're right. Okay, let me think about it. Kind of comes like a tough question for me, but maybe it's because that I haven't faced any of those life situations yet. So maybe if I'm gonna face it, like, of course I will try to not to face those problems, but maybe after life gives me some lessons, maybe then I'll start doing something before now.
Yeah, maybe we'll be later, but life is not only about digital security.
So we concluded that we use antivirus, VPN, most of us. And now I wanted to ask you guys, what's your personal baseline of privacy? Because for me, it's literally my personal life. I don't share it online. I only share the information about my personal life in the old-fashioned way, meaning I'm just gonna tell about my experiences and stuff to my friends when I see them. So that is my baseline, but I can imagine you might have a different.
I only share the things that I want to. Everything that I don't share, it's private for me. Like, I hope that makes sense comparing to the thing that you said.
Well, for me, the baseline depends on the social media I share it on. I mean, like, on my Facebook profile, there's only basic information accessible about me, such as my name, the town I lived or currently live in, or I don't know, I don't have even my phone number public or email address. Just a basic information. I mean, even the number of my friends I have hidden, so just my name and town or my liked pages. And when it's needed, then I share my phone number or email address if it is needed. For example, I don't know, to apply for something. It really depends. That's what I want to say. But generally, I would say that I share the least necessary. I mean, the necessary minimum of information. No information above a certain border or above a certain line that's not needed to be shared, I prefer not to share. So yes, the necessary minimum, I would say, is the baseline for me, because I see no need to share anything more.
Speaking about baseline, I would agree here with Matej. I do not share anything excessive or that could play against me any moment. I do not share even when it comes to Facebook. I just have the most necessary information about me, like the town I was born, my age, my birthday. Even my birthday is not correct there, and I do not even link like my siblings or my parents, kind of, because I would not feel comfortable, as majority of people do. I would not feel comfortable people just clicking on my family members' profiles and just stalking them, or like seeing some extra information about them. So
Alright, the next part we ought to get into is comparing the point of views of sharing your data with specific institutions. So it's like we just discussed the sharing of our personal information with our friends on social media, and the next thing is how do you feel sharing your information with a public institution, meaning government or companies in the private sector? And if you want to compare which one you are more comfortable to share it with, I would like to hear your opinion.
I would say I feel more safe sharing my personal information to the institutions as government or the police debt, because I'm going to feel more comfortable knowing that any moment that I will be missing somewhere, or somebody like robbed me, or
When your safety might be in it.
when my safety may be in danger, I would feel more safe knowing that they could use my data in order to find me, help me. I feel more safe rather than feeling unsafe sharing all those informations to the.
And in comparison, how do you feel about sharing your information with private companies that might use your data for profit? They might not hurt you, but they might use your data for profit.
Okay, could you ensure what private companies are we talking about?
For example, some e-shops are collecting your online search history for them to offer you the best.
Okay, I got it. I would say I do leave intentionally some stuff about my preferences and about my taste, or overall about my preferences, I would say, to find more related stuff. It might be dangerous, but that's just how I do it.
I don't think it's necessarily dangerous, but I get that for many people it might be just convenient to get the targeted advertisement for the stuff they like.
Or maybe someone wouldn't be okay with the fact that the companies know how do you behave, because they know how do you behave at the precise issue.
I don't know. I just allow cookies and tracking about myself, about the stuff that I saved, so they could offer me products that is related to it. But I do it only with certain e-shops that I trust. I do not do it with any e-shops that may look suspicious or may.
Okay, like I'll be maybe the exact opposite. Like I'm the guy that all the time are not allowing the cookie, turning off the personalized advertisement and so on. It's because I just don't feel it's necessary to anyone know the things about me. I feel comfortable with having the random advertisement for, I don't know, for crazy things like in the evening it's hammer and then it's lingerie, and then it's, I don't know, some children toys. But I have a question for maybe everyone. I know we are not from the same country, someone is foreigner, but during the COVID-19, did you allow the Mappy.cz, the Maps application, to track you in order to prevent, or in order to track the way how the virus was spread?
Well, I didn't Mapit.cz, but I used Eruška, which did technically... Well, it did not track you in the sense that the application would know where you are, but it did connect to other devices through Bluetooth. So it tracked the virus this way. I feel like it's quite an okay solution, but to have your Bluetooth on is, first of all, it eats your battery in a minute, so that's not very convenient, and also there might be some security risk when your Bluetooth is running all the time, but I'm not really educated on this topic yet. And what did you use, guys?
Well, me, being from Slovakia, I must say that we weren't very much aware of this possibility. No one talked about this, no one... Yeah, I mean, I found out that this was possible to track myself via some maps, such as Mapit.cz or maybe even Google Maps. I found that this was possible only after the COVID-19 pandemic ended. So during the pandemic, we in Slovakia... I don't know anyone from the people I know in Slovakia who had been using this, so no, I didn't.
Speaking about maps, wherever am I not located, I use Google Maps all the time because I think it's most convenient map application for me. So whenever it offers me to track me or no, I just press to track me while I'm using, and I feel pretty okay with that.
But did you guys use in Kazakhstan? Did you use any tracking apps to track the virus to prevent the spread of COVID-19? Did you use some app that would track you and tell you if you came into contact with someone who has COVID, so you get tested?
Yeah, I think so. I think we did, but the problem is that I wasn't in Kazakhstan for a year.
Right. But now back to the topic. Do you feel more comfortable, Maciej, to share your information and data with the private sector or with the government, and why?
Well, this again, I would say depends on the information and on the purpose I would share the information for. If I shared my information, for example, during COVID pandemic, as we have talked about before, then I would probably be more comfortable to share it with the government if I thought that the government was doing a good job to prevent spreading of the virus. But if it was for making some account, for example, bank account, then obviously I to share the information about it with as few institutions as possible, and I have to share it only with the bank, which is private sector, then I wouldn't be comfortable to share it with the government. So again, this depends. It depends on every single situation that should be considered uniquely. So yes, it depends. Sometimes it's government, sometimes it's private sector, but I prefer not to share the information with both. I prefer to choose if I had to, or if I could.
In my case, the stuff that I share with the private sector and the government and how comfortable I feel with it comes from my worldview, kinda, because I feel like the government, its primary objective is to protect us as its subject, because otherwise it couldn't exist, whereas the private sector's main objective is to make profit, and if it harms me in the process in any way, not necessarily physically but in some other way, it just doesn't care. It doesn't really need me. It just needs to extract as much money as it can in the shortest possible time. So I feel more comfortable sharing my data with the government. For example, as was mentioned, the COVID pandemic, I didn't really mind it much to have my Bluetooth on at all times, because I just felt like there wasn't any other way to get out of the pandemic slump.
Sorry, but I just don't agree with you, because I don't trust the government, especially the government of Czech Republic, because I don't think that we are that the government is that great and that good as some Western states. So I would trust the government, but I don't trust, like, I would trust the government that they don't want to do something bad with my data, but I don't trust the government that they are experienced enough or capable enough to secure my data properly. So for example, I didn't use the Eroshka. I just downloaded the PDF certificate that I got vaccinated. So for me, I don't trust the government that they are allowed or they can encrypt the data, because if you are a hacker or like the IT specialist, government offers you 3 times lower, or taxes in government are really lower than in a private sector. So that's the thing I waver if.
Do you think it's underfunded, and if there was more money, then it would be safer?
I
Or do you
think
think it's like a systematic issue that our government is basically just...
I think our government is big issue. Like, we're stuck in 1985, and I think because everyone who's a pro, he works in a place where are good money, and they are not in a government sector, they are in the private sector. So that's my opinion, why I don't trust basically anyone, or at least I don't trust the government.
Yeah, that's actually a really good point, but I feel like I just need to have this one pillar, or at least something that just takes care of us, you know? And if I would know that the government can't even do that, then I guess that's pretty depressing note to end on.
Yeah, but like, it's kind of depressive note, because the digital security is mostly about some bad things that we have to face online. But for me, I just want to tell or remind something, like, life is not only about digital security, and do as you have to do to be safe, or to feel safe. If you're feeling safe, it's good, but don't forget to live offline.
I guess we will just have to hope for the best, and we are gonna wrap it up right here. We are gonna wrap it up. Thanks for listening, and bye.
Bye. Hope you enjoy.
Goodbye and good luck to you.